Sean, after taking a look at the tape, it seemed like the offense continues to move the ball, but the points weren't there. After looking at the tape, what kind of went wrong that play?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at on our drives, way too many drives that contain a negative play or a penalty overall, and usually those are going to kill drives or at least make it real hard to convert first downs and extend drives to play clean football to score points.
How concerning is it that execution seems to be maybe the biggest issue on that side of the ball as we approach the midway point of the season?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you mention the word execution, that's concerning. Try and keep it in perspective a little bit, just because of the continuity, the new pieces we have this year, and sometimes that takes time to get going, and years of continuity as well breeds higher levels of execution. So that's where our aim is, and that's what we've got to do in order to score points.
You're worried that, well, do you feel that opponents have figured out your defense in some ways, or at least figured out, sense where the vulnerabilities might be?
Look, based on the game this past week, I'll tell you this: we've got to do a better job with fundamentals and technique. And so that's really where my focus is right now. Where our focus is looking at ourselves and saying, hey, what can we do better? And that starts with me, and then goes right down all the way through our fundamentals and techniques.
How does Wallace come on?
Yeah, he's got a shoulder. He'll be day-to-day at this point.
How about Cody Ford?
Yeah, Cody's on there as well with his elbow, same bucket.
Sean, did you think it was more, after watching the film, run fits or technique, missed tackles? Was there a combination of everything?
Yeah, both. We had the one long run, which is more of a fit problem there, and then there were some other fundamentals and techniques as it relates to playing good run defense with our front seven in particular.
Sean, was your heart in your throat a little bit when you threw the challenge flag and you saw a touchdown?
Yeah, it was, going back to that, it worked out, obviously. I felt like we were in that, it was third and real long, going against the wind as well, and I felt like, hey, if I get one more good look at it, I'm going to throw it, just because of, again, the cost benefit and the chance to help our team. And, and then we threw it, and then it was too late, which worked in our favor there. So I picked it up, on we went.
What you're trying to challenge the passer?
Yeah, just he had John's hand, pulling him, coming back to the ball there.
There are people questioning why there was more of a pass-first mentality yesterday, given the conditions, and whether the team waited too long to get Devin Singletary involved, and Frank Gore only getting 7 touches in the first half.
Yeah, those are all part of our evaluation today. Those are the things we look at. Those are the things we talk about, and we've talked about some of those, and so it's an ongoing evaluation. Anytime you get the result, whether it's good or bad, you always want to go back and look at why you got the result that you got, and so we're evaluating all those things.
In your evaluation, I mean, have you found that the team needs to do a better job getting Devin the ball? I mean, given the explosiveness that he's shown when he has had it in his hands?
Yeah, I mean, we want to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers. You saw what Devin can do early in the season. Now him coming back off the injury is another piece, and him doing his job as well. So it's part to whole, and everyone doing their 1/11th of the job here.
Are there any restrictions on his playing time right now because of that injury, or is he?
Not necessarily. I mean, we're aware and continue to watch him as he comes back off it, but not necessarily.
How involved do you get with the trade deadline stuff, all those around with you and Brandon?
Yeah, we talk about it, and like everything, we talk about everything. We look at everything, and I know Brandon and his staff are on top of things, and so we, just like with the evaluation of the game, we look at about everything.
Are we seeing signs of how much this defense might be missing Harrison Phillips?
Listen, the guys, whether it's Kyle Pecco that has stepped in and stepped up, or anybody else for that matter, it's hard to replace a player and a person like Harrison. That being said, we have confidence in the guys, and Kyle in this case, and the other guys in the room to do their job and do it at a high level.
You challenged the defensive front, getting all the way back to training camp, wanting that nastiness, and seeing an improvement up there in their ability to get upfield and affect things. How satisfied are you
Yeah, I would say, yesterday I thought at times I saw that, and there's other times I didn't see enough of it, quite honestly, and so that's some of the conversations we've had today.
Where are you at through 7 games with Star Lotulelei and where he's playing consistently at that level?
Yeah, I think Star's doing a good job. I mean, like I've said before, when it comes down to playing defensive tackle, it's the most unselfish position on the defense. And so your name doesn't get in the paper a lot, and sometimes that's a good thing as it relates to staying in your gap and doing your job. So those one techniques, as he's a one technique, those defensive tackles sometimes don't get a lot of recognition for the dirty work, and Star, I thought yesterday played a solid game for us.
Coach, just with respect to penalties, I know they kind of cropped up again and kind of put you in some bad down and distance
Yeah.
situations again. I know in the past you've had reps at practice and stuff to address that stuff. Is that something that you ever consider again?
Yeah, we've talked about that. We had a retired NFL ref out last week, and it's an ongoing effort. I don't think it's going to go away all at once. It gets right back into our discipline, and we've drilled down hard on that last week, even though it didn't show up, and we're going to continue to drill down on that fundamental, because that's an important piece of our football team.
What lesson do you think you and the team got from what happened yesterday?
Well, there's many lessons. I mean, I don't know if there's one lesson really, John. There's many lessons. You start by knowing it's a week-to-week league, and we've talked a lot about that, knowing that team was urgent coming in here because of where their season was, and respecting that. And then there's also the focus on us of, hey, the physicality of our football team, being able to establish the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball early in the game, affecting the quarterback early in the game, us affecting their quarterback, them affecting our quarterback, and then special teams playing its role in the game as well. So all three phases coming together to form one unit, really. And so there's some things we did well, and there's some things, obviously, we didn't do well enough, and that's where we have to work this week.
Josh Allen's fumbled 8 times now this season. That matches his total from last year. I know not all of those you pinned squarely on him, depending on the protection and whatnot, but what does he have to do better in that regard of taking care of the football?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, Jay. You got to take care of the football. You carry the football on our football team in this league. You got to take care of the football. The football determines a lot of games in terms of the turnover margin.
Does that make you hesitant at all to have those design runs? Obviously, he's going to scramble at times, but with design runs, the way he's not protecting the football, does that make you hesitant?
Well, number one, I have confidence in Josh. We have confidence in Josh. Number two, we always have conversations about the different ways we handle the football week to week as it relates to game planning. So we'll continue to evaluate that as well.
Sean, Brian, particularly on the coaching staff, there seems to be some frustration within the fan base about play calling. Obviously, fans always think they know how to call a game, but what is your assessment of him yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the conditions were the way they were. Are there plays that I want back, and I'm sure Brian wants back? Absolutely, and that's why I was up late last night and up again early this morning trying to evaluate all three phases, and so it's continuing for me to coach my coaches and for us to dialogue and collaborate on what we feel like is the best thing for our football team and putting our players in position to be successful, putting them in positions of strength, and whether it's who handles the football to runs, passes, all that type of stuff, we've just got to continue to grow, continue to work out some of the kinks that are preventing us from scoring points. Because at the end of the day, you got to score points, and we haven't scored enough points, and we've got to continue to find ways to score points.
Sean, how much are you looking at this week as a test for your team after their first decisive loss of the season?
Yeah, I'm looking for us to get back to our process and doing what we do and how we do it, playing physical football, having a great week of practice, a great week of preparation, and going against a good football team coming in here. I know what the record suggests, but this is a good football team. You saw how they played the Vikings, who are a good football team, and so we expect a good game this week. And they're well coached by Coach Callahan. I have a lot of respect for him and his staff, and so we've got to make sure that we have a good week of preparation here.